Right, recording on the Legend here. What time we got? We have got 10:44. So it's pretty dark. I still haven't got around to putting my Walrus on my Tyrannus. So we're on my trusty old 9XR with the DJT module in the back. My homemade night Walrus, some LEDs. I don't know whether this will come out because it's probably very, very bright for this camera, and then the exposure will get all upset. Anyway, I had this plane a few years. She's a bit battered, apart from an aluminium spinner that I managed to get hold of a while ago, and some aeronaut carbon can blades, which I think are just a fraction bigger. They might be the same size and they might be a slight pitch up or something like that, but they're a little bit bigger, but it doesn't seem to draw much more current. And I've still got the stock motor, stock ESC. And there she goes. I'll see if I can keep it relatively close. I have no expo, no dual rates on this. The wind has more or less buggered off. There's just a couple of mile-an-hour wind and it is coming. So it's headed into the wind now, coming from that direction. She won't go vertical, but she does. That's a reasonable turn of speed. And we hit the flaps. We've done a little mix. I didn't do that. John CRC did that for me ages ago, because I'm crap with working out radios. And it's more or less right. It slows it right down. There's a dog on the field, not now, called Pippa, a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. She goes mad for this plane charging round, and obviously it's the only one that's I can fly slow enough for her to keep any interest in. There you go. She's about walking pace into that wind. She's on the verge of stall, but so this is just a stock old airframe. You can get the lights, the LEDs from Banggood. These were from Hobby King. I couldn't get the green to go with the red, because it should be, is it red for port and green for starboard, or vice versa or something. So I couldn't get green at the time. They were out of stock, and Hobby King UK is notoriously bad at getting stuff in for things like that. It can take months. I didn't have months, so I bought blue. And I got a couple of meters of blue, a couple of meters of red, and I think I bought 2 or 3 meters, I think I probably bought 3 of white. And that's all you need. I used some shitty, cheap and nasty, any kind of wire that I had laying around from servos and all sorts of things. If you can get some sort of AWG 24 or something like that, some good silicon wire. The stuff Hobby King sells is pretty good actually, the silicon wire. Use that if you can. It's a lot more flexible and it solders a lot better. And the lights, you can get them in 5-meter reels, a lot cheaper than Hobby King, from Banggood. 5 meters in different colours. Choose a couple of different colours and some white. That's all you need again. So you can differentiate one side of the plane to the other. Right. This is an old 1800 milliamp Nanotech. I've had this a couple of years, so you don't get, you know, you don't get masses of power out of it, and you don't get there we go. I'm going to click on and then momentarily I'd lost orientation. Keep thinking I can hear somebody down there. It's that dark, I won't see anyone until they were right up to me. And there has been deer on this field. Still on a glide with the flaps deployed and a bit of mix on the up. Power on again. This is the plane. It's a year or so ago now. Somebody reported about a mile down in that direction that I'm facing now. Now there's a station, a train station, and someone, just a little local station, small one, somebody's waiting for a train, saw this thing in the air dancing around and filmed it on an iPhone, posted it in the local on one of the local bulletin boards on one of the free paper, not the free papers, one of the local papers. I ended up having somebody coming over to substantiate, or rather exclude this as a UFO. So he had me reenact what had happened. The woman filmed it while he watched me fly this, as if he wasn't satisfied. The fact that there was YouTube videos of me flying this thing at night. I've had a go as well. I put one in a tech. I've also had Bixler the same. I did a Bixler 1 with FPV and one of the old 600 board cameras. They work surprisingly well at night in a built up area like this, which is relatively built up. There's houses and stuff and roads about with street lighting. You can follow your way quite easily with those and sort of spot landmarks if you know the area reasonably well. I keep swearing I can hear someone down there. Could be kids messing around. How long have I been flying now? I don't think I set the timer. I forgot that it's not on the throttle like on the Tyrannish. You actually have to start the timer. A bit late now. Generally with a 22 I can get anything up to 16 minutes if I just potter about, or I keep taking it up and gliding it about. But yeah, if you, with the Bixler I had a Cyclops Storm in that one with return to home, and I actually did a couple of kilometre flights on that one. I think I ended up, I don't know whether I ripped the lights off or I just crashed it and then bought another airframe and didn't bother putting lights back on. It's one of those things, been there, seen it, done it, ticked it off, move on to the next. But anyone with planes and stuff should have a go at this. It's not, you know, if your skills are not, you know, that good, you can always stick a cheating box in it, get some form of stabilizer, put an iNav system in it for what it costs. You could even put one in this. There's plenty of room to put that kind of system. You wouldn't have to do FPV if you didn't want to, but the GPS with return to home would be advantageous. Once you've sussed that everything's working and that, you could just discard any FPV gear. You don't need it. Or for what they cost now, I think they're about £30 for them new free sky receivers with built-in stabilization. Do you know, I've got two and I've had them for a couple of months, and I haven't bothered putting them in a model, which is a bit of a shame. I've also got two Eagle Tree Guardians. One was in the S800, which I've discarded now. Well, it's lying at the bottom of the pile with all its guts hanging out. I just haven't got rid of the foam yet, because the foam was poo on mine anyway. I know a lot of people love them, but I never got mine flying right. The wing was warped. I needed so much trim on it, it was untrue. And it wasn't that I'd unbalanced it, and I did try adding weight to the opposite wing to try and lessen the amount of trim that I needed, but it just didn't fly right. You could trim it for one speed and it would be okay, and if you went faster it was out of trim. If you went slower it was out of trim. So it just wasn't, I just didn't like flying it. So if you're not going to fly it, you might as well discard it, put the bits on something else. But yeah, getting back on topic, everyone should have a go at this. It means it doesn't matter if you finish late on a night, if you work late, come to your local field. Be good if I could get a couple more having a go at this. Nicholas, challenge you. Get your little mini Skywalker. If I fly this line of sight, you could fly the mini Skywalker with the iNav system and chase me about the sky. You wouldn't need a particularly good night camera. All you have to do is follow this. Right, I don't know how long I've been flying now, but it feels like I've been flying 10 minutes. Take the flaps off. She definitely feels as she's lost a bit of pep. You can see as well the LEDs go dim. Right, yeah, she's definitely lost some pep, so I'm going to bring her in, put the flaps back on. Don't really need them. As soon as I've got them, this is an old battery. It sags quite a lot, but for this it's fine. It's a low draw thing. It just sips a few amps. There we go. Flaps down, flaps up. They're actually on slow down, but on fast up, which is fine. It's an old receiver. I don't know what it is. It's one of the, what is it? VAR something. It's the only one I got of that one. I don't know why I got it. Obviously one of the others that I normally get is probably out of stock. It's going to be hard to see in this, but there you go. It's an old Nanotech. Taped around there because I think it's puffed nicely. It's quite toasty, even though this is only a 20 amp ESC. Although the ESC does get hot, that is nearly too hot to touch. But it's a good ESC that's in these stock ones. It's never popped. Stock ESC, and how many years old is that? Anyway, so I'm going to unplug that. Well, it was on 16 minutes, it's on 8 something now, and I was flying up longer than that, so it just shows how long it is. The battery in this, I haven't charged for ages as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave the lights on till I get back, because it does light the way. Anyway, I hope I'm not rabbiting on for the sake of it. No, we are still recording. I'm going to stop it there. So thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.